What is an acceptable use policy? An acceptable use policy, or AUP, is an important document which governs students' use of the internet at school and covers a wide range of issues surrounding the rights, responsibilities, and privileges, as well as sanctions and consequences connected with computer use. The AUP can be found in your student handbook. It is the student's responsibility to understand and follow the expectations written in that policy. While it is the student's responsibility to read and understand the AUP, there are some expectations that need to be highlighted and clarified. Highlights include behaviors that switch between online and in real life. For example, any bullying that starts online but moves to in-person or vice versa could trigger a consequence. Filming students or staff without their consent is forbidden. For example, filming students walking in the hall between classes or filming a fight between students is not allowed. Sexting, whether text-based, pictures, or video, is not allowed. Finally, when using any district-provided equipment such as Chromebooks, iPads, or other technology devices, students do not have a right to privacy on that device. District-provided devices are considered loaned to the students for educational purposes only, and the files and devices can be withdrawn at any time. Do not create inappropriate content using a school device. The acceptable use policy also includes appropriate use of the district-provided Wi-Fi. Some items that need clarification. While using the district Wi-Fi, students do not have the right to privacy. This applies to both district-provided devices as well as any personal devices that have access and are using the district Wi-Fi. Students using district devices are being monitored in several ways. Several programs are in place to monitor keywords in emails, web searches, and documents created by students. Other programs and filters are in place on the district-provided Wi-Fi. Inappropriate content or usage is automatically flagged and sent for review. Personal devices that are connected to the district-provided Wi-Fi are monitored in the same way that district-provided devices are. Using a personal device does not allow students to ignore the acceptable use policy. Personal devices that have been signed into student Google accounts can also be monitored. For example, if a student downloads and uses Google Drive on their phone, that student is also under the district acceptable use policy. In addition to the Plsd acceptable use policy, there are two other sets of expectations that need to be explained. The first is the 1-to-1 program initiative, which provides more detail about district-provided student devices. 3 things that are important to know are about student responsibilities, student data responsibilities, and Chromebook care expectations. Highlights among student responsibility is that the student is responsible for charging their Chromebook at home each night so the Chromebook is fully charged for use at school the next day. The Chromebook is not to be used as a battery pack to charge cell phones, thereby draining the Chromebook battery. The student is responsible for all data on the device. Data not backed up cannot be recovered by Plsd. Again, students do not have the right to expect privacy on district-issued devices. Do not create, access, or share materials that go against the acceptable use policy. The student is also responsible for maintaining the device. The cost of repairing any damage to the device, accidental or intentional, is the responsibility of the student and/or their family. Take care of your Chromebook as if it was your own personal property. The last set of expectations come from the Plsd Board of Education, specifically Board Policy 7540.03. This board policy overlaps both the AUP and the 1-to-1 program expectations, but it does include a few unique expectations. The district reserves the right to restrict or revoke student access to district devices and district-provided Wi-Fi. Students are responsible for all expectations when signed into their account. Do not share login information or allow someone else to use your account. If that person breaks the AUP, the original student will be held responsible for any consequences. Finally, Plsd will not protect students from digital copyright infringements. This includes any digital downloading or streaming media such as TV shows and movies from illegal websites. Plsd does have several hardware, software, and social expectations in place as guidelines for the safe and appropriate use of district devices and district-provided Wi-Fi. Students that work to defeat or break those policies have a high chance of losing access to district devices and Wi-Fi access. Some of the activities include, but are not limited to, using a VPN to hide your IP address or access blocked websites, installing non-Plsd approved apps or extensions on district devices, using any hack to access settings turned off in the Chromebook settings, Adding your personal device to restricted Wi-Fi networks. A note about this. Personal devices added to the MDM network will be kicked off the network and will be denied access in the future.